my loves, welcome to Elina's Alchemy. For those new here, this is Elina. I'm an energy healer, and today I'm coming to you with an educational video on how to clear your energy using sacred healing baths. Now, you can use actually sacred and healing baths not just to clear your energy, but also to imprint new energy in your aura, in your own energetical sphere. Whatever you want to do, a bath is a powerful ally. Water as an element is a powerful ally. Water, due to its molecular structure, it is such an incredible tool when it comes to imprinting intention on it, especially through vibration, aka through your voice, your word, what you speak over water, what you speak into the water. And we're going to talk a lot about these principles in today's video, and also a lot of the things that we're going to be talking about, as well as even more things around clearing your energy, returning to your own spiritual sovereignty, and co-creating with the divine. You're going to find in my book, which just got released. It's available on Amazon, and I'm currently doing a limited time giveaway. If you buy the book and leave a review on Amazon by April 15th, 2023, you're also getting a free soul reading or consultation, like a free session with me, up to 20 minutes, where you can bring any of your questions. I can look into whatever you want me to look into, from messages around your soul purpose to consultation on how to clear your energy or any other questions you might have. But for now, let's go back to our video. We're gonna dive deep. We're gonna talk about healing sacred baths. Grab yourself something nice to drink. I have here my cup, and let's dive right in. So water is on its own a very healing element, right? So how is a sacred healing bath different than a normal bath? Just, filling up my bathtub and getting inside, and oh yeah, of course I feel so much better. So how is a sacred bath any different than a normal bath? It is different in the sense that we're going to be using alchemy. We're going to be blending together different components, different, like from ingredients to actual techniques, to imprint intention. A bath that you have imprinted intention upon the water you're going to be using for the bath, and where you are adding ingredients into this bath with intention to draw a specific outcome, to cause a specific desired shift in your energy. This is what we call a sacred bath. And obviously it differs from a normal bath in the sense that a normal bath has no intention and deals more with clearing our physical body, whilst a sacred healing bath aims also on cleansing our etheric body. A sacred healing bath follows a dramaturgy, so to speak, follows like a ritualistic order in the manner that you are doing things. So for me, what a sacred bath looks like, first of all, I start with the preparation. First of all, it starts with an impulse. There must be an impulse for a healing bath. For example, you're sitting at your home. It's a nice evening or morning or whenever it is. Sometimes I'm being called to do this in the middle of the night if I catch myself not being able to get some sleep. And usually if I'm not able to sleep, because usually I sleep like a stone, but if I find myself unable to sleep, or if I find myself, let's say, sleeping, but then like 2 hours later I wake up and I'm like this, and my mind is like, I know that my energy is a little whacked up, and I have to cleanse, to do like a deeper cleanse, because I usually, and you might be this way too, like you might be doing your meditations, you might be doing like your clearing, using white light and whatnot, you might be doing your shielding, you might be doing your clearings, you might be using white sage, you might be doing all sorts of things, but a deeper cleanse is something that, for example, a sacred bath can help us with. So if I catch myself in a situation or like just feeling off, and I see that, sage didn't help it. Meditation, helped it, but it keeps on coming back. So it could be that I'm just receiving something, or it could just be that really I need to comfort myself. I need to practice soothing. I need to practice softening of the energy. Sometimes the energies that we are dealing with are not so much external, or they could be external, but how they click with our energy is there must always be a little window, and that's usually our own disowned parts, our own like shadow parts, our own like fears and anxieties and insecurities, and the parts where these insecurities like stem from. So reparenting, like really mothering yourself, is very important, and this is something that a sacred bath can help us with. Remember, water is an element that is closely associated to the feminine, the mother, the womb space, this motherly nurturing and cleansing and life-giving attributes. So this is a wonderful time that I will also be like, okay, let me just go in my bathtub and just, pour my salts and my herbs inside and do my prayers over the water and light my candle. And, preparing the space is very, very important. And generally, like, this is the first phase of preparing the bath. After there has been an impulse, let's prepare the bath. So how do we prepare a sacred bath? I'm just going to give you now a principle, a protocol, and you can, of course, adjust it and like customize it and personalize it based on where you are coming from, what you like, and what you hold as valuable. So the first thing that I like to do is I like to cleanse the space. Yes, my bathroom. I'm going to sage the room. I want to create not sterile, but I want to create a space that energetically is conducive to opening up, to the unfolding, to the relaxing of my etheric body, helping my mind to unwind. I don't want a space that is cramped, so I'm going to tidy up a little bit the bathroom if it's just too much stuff going around. I'm gonna put dirty laundry, into the box, and I'm gonna close. If there's something that is not orderly, I'm going to just tidy up a little bit. In my bathroom, I just do it like that I have like beautiful boxes for storage. So in these cases, that I don't have to actually like clean up when I'm supposed to be nurturing me. But I can put everything in these boxes, close the box, everything looks like, okay, we have harmony in the space. I'm going to scrub my bathtub. I'm going to clean my bathtub. I like to do this independently from how often I have cleaned my bathtub. I just like to always clean the bathtub before I go in there. I have a nice little sponge that I always like put some soap on it, and I clean the surface of the bathtub. I don't have to worry about, is my bathtub really like squeaky clean? Because I wouldn't go into a bathtub that is not squeaky clean. That's just me. Now you can, of course, do you, but that's just me. My Jupiter is in Virgo. I am happiest when everything has been scrubbed. So after I have cleaned up my bathtub, I'm going to open the tap and I'm gonna let the water run. And as I'm doing this, I'm going to be saging the room. Nothing spectacular, but just sage a little bit to make sure that your space is also energetically cleansed. And as the water is gathering in the bathtub, I'm also going to pass the sage also a few times over the water. Bless the water, infuse protection. Sage has this signature, this energetic signature. And I mean, this is also scientifically proven by now. And I mean, the indigenous have been using sage for thousands of years for cleansing and for protection. By now, it has also been scientifically proven, like how saging is of how it even kills like microbes and bacteria, how it creates an energetic shift in your actual biosphere. So we have scientific proof about how herbs and energy clearing techniques that use herbs and like scents, like essential oils and salts, we have scientific proof that they do create energetic shift. I'm just saying this for anybody who is like, what kind of weird witchy stuff is this you're talking about, and like woo-woo stuff. Gosh, I hate these words. There's nothing woo-woo about working with energy. This is who we are. We are energetic, multidimensional beings, and this is how you can be sitting now in your couch and you can at the same time be imagining how you would be making your own bath. You're at the same time in 3D, your body is on the couch. 4D, you are thinking. Maybe 5D, if this thought about you being in a sacred healing bath, if it opens up your heart and makes you feel excited and happy and soothed and calm, 5D as well. And of course, faith and belief always helps a lot more, right? Diving back into our bath, pun intended, we're going to pour our salts. Salt in the water is going to help cleanse your energy, but it's also going to help ground you back into the body. There's something really cleansing about salt. It has also the ability to preserve. The way I sense how salt is working in healing baths is it cleanses, like it absorbs everything, but it also like helps boost your own boundaries, so to speak. So it also preserves your own energetical integrity. You will know this if you take regular swims in the sea. I grew up by the sea. I grew up in Greece. We were all the time on the island of my father, almost daily, like at the sea, and swim, especially in summertime, because in wintertime, that's a different story. Who said it's not cold in Greece? You feel this ability of the seawater to refresh you, right? You come out and you are completely refreshed. And so often, after you have been swimming in salt water, especially, you feel kind of tired. That's not tiredness. This is actually really like the complete cleansing of your energy, and your body feels completely relaxed. That's just what it is. And you might feel this also after a salt bath, where you feel like, oh gosh, now I could just go straight away for a nap. And if you feel that way, that's perfectly all right. And if you can, like prioritize, like make space for rest after a cleansing bath. Now that's for cleansing baths, because depending on the intention that you are imprinting upon your bath, for example, you could be preparing a bath with different ingredients, like aiming towards invigoration, rejuvenation. You could actually feel rejuvenated after the bath and ready to go about your day. And so these are baths that, we could prefer to do them in a different timing, like in the morning. Timing plays a role with sacred baths, but it's not a must. I mean, I tend to do my sacred baths working with the phases of the moon. New moon, I like to, do it for soothing and cleansing and just, as a self-care and like imprinting beautiful soft energies to help me go into a receiving mode, like tap into my feminine, into my intuition also, and my ability to receive. If it's a waning moon, like when the moon is going smaller, it's a cleansing bath. It's like letting go, releasing, surrendering. Full moon, I'm going to be more intentional, like working towards big clearings, big releases, or setting big intentions and like literally swim in these intentions, like things that I want to attract to me. Attracting also is an energy that is supported during the waxing moon phase, right? Where the moon is growing. So that's the phase before, like the days before the full moon. And of course, yes, if I'm doing something that I know I want to sleep into that energy afterwards, of course, I'm gonna do this bath before sleeping, before going to bed. And if it's something that I know is going to supercharge me and I'm not likely to be sleeping, of course, I'm gonna be doing this in the morning. If I have a recording, for those who don't know, I'm a professional musician. If I have a recording and I need, I wanna bring all of my freshness and all of my beauty, all of my artistry with me. If I'm working on a book or in making, let's say, a video where I need to be focused, I need to be in perfect touch with my intellectual faculties, I'm also going to, and I'm going to be using, of course, the appropriate tools and ingredients for each of these different things. I'm going to talk to you about what ingredients, let's say what herbs, what oils, what crystals, what incense you could be using for each of these cases into your bath. So after we have our water, we have blessed the water with sage, and we have put inside our salts. The salt is coming into every bath, all right? It's always good to put it as a basis for cleansing and purification. And now, on top of this, we're going to start adding our essential oils or our herbs. So often I find that the herbs and the essential oils are giving already enough scent and energy to the bath that I leave the incense out of the ritual. But sometimes I bring in incense, and sometimes I couple energies. Let's say I'm going to put one essential oil into the water, and I'm going to bring another energy to couple with that, like with incense. Sometimes I'm going to double down. Let's say I'm going to have rose essential oil and rose incense. So if I want to amplify the energy of one specific component and the energy that this component is bringing into the bath. Now, everything you're putting into your bath, you want to be speaking. You want to be naming your intention. So when I am putting in the water, I'm waiting for the water to, and I'm passing over the water with sage, I like to say the words clear, cleanse, and purify, or clear and reset. I like to speak this intention. Putting the salt inside, I usually like to put 2 handfuls, and I'm going to name it salt for cleansing and purification. So when I'm starting to put my essential oils and my herbs into the bath, I'm going to name them. It's like literally speaking to the ingredient, and you are imbuing life. When you are addressing something, when you're putting attention and intention to something, you're flowing energy into it. You are imbuing life into it, calling it to life, all right? You're calling its energies forth. So when it comes to essential oils and herbs, I actually have a beautiful list in my book, The Alchemy of Angelic Invocation. I have a list. In fact, I have a whole chapter. Chapter 25 is about using essential oils, incense, and crystals to work intention and to work with the angelics. And I'm giving you all sorts of ideas here. A list over here. I'm just going to take some ideas to give you, like straight from my book. Angelica or Angelica root is something that I like to put into cleansing baths. And as I've written in my book, Angelica root is for protection, courage, healing, comfort, focus, grounding, strength, and stamina. Burn as incense together with copal, juniper, white sage, and dragon's blood for exorcism and home cleansing. Connected to Archangel Michael and Archangel Raphael. This is very, very strong. I might not add it every time, but when I know I'm dealing with, let's say, receiving some energy, or when I want to clear something that I've been dealing with for a long time, or when something has ended and I want a clean slate to start over again, Angelica root has to be in my bath. Clary sage, rosemary, frankincense, eucalyptus is also very, very cleansing. Chamomile is very soothing, and it's clearing, but it's also like bringing in an energy of joy and luck and abundance, and like it uplifts. I also love bergamot. Bergamot is uplifting and it reduces stress, and it's ideal like to allow your energy field to unfold, and it also promotes spiritual attunement. So this is wonderful if you want to be in your bath and like be receiving downloads, or just open up and surrender, and it creates this sacred space also, so that you can surrender and make sure that the things that you're downloading, that they're coming from the highest levels of integrity. Now, if you want to uplift yourself and you want to like rejuvenate yourself, sweet orange, vanilla, cinnamon, lemon, or lemongrass paired with ylang ylang, these are very like you are awakening. Rose is very soothing, but also very, very protective. You can put it into a bath where it's about cleansing, but you can also put it into a bath about beauty, or you can put it into a bath for protection, or a bath for manifestation, or a bath even for, let's say, attraction, like if you do stuff like glamour magic, or if you do stuff like attracting a partner, like love, sensuality, this femininity. I do have to say though, if you want to attract sincere romance, I would pair rose always together with something else that is a little bit more balancing. For example, rose and lavender. And then I would also put something protective like basil. Another thing that I love to put in baths is geranium essential oil. It's stimulating. It is about protection. It resonates with archangels Sandalphon, Jophiel, Jeremiel, Hamuel, Michael. So you have this energetical like spectrum of protection, yet like soothing and calming, and it's a lot about self-love. But what I love most about geranium, it reduces anxiety, it helps center you, and it balances mood swings, which mood swings, it's something that a lot of sensitives, a lot of intuitive people have to deal with, simply because, you know, if especially if we don't have good boundaries, we might find ourselves like receiving like much from the external world, and this can create mood swings. So geranium oil, I like to couple it with eucalyptus, also outside of the bathroom. Like I like to burn geranium oil and eucalyptus. And in my voice studio where I coach and I have people coming in and out, so that's a lot of energy in one day for me, you know, I pair these two with lemongrass as well. And like indeed you walk into my music studio, especially like in the rooms that I'm coaching, that I'm running workshops, and the scent is so uplifting. Like the whole space feels so uplifted. Every time new students are coming in, or even like my older students, they are all commenting on, hey, you know what, this scent, every time I come in here, it's like it lifts me up. What is it? Or someone else told me, you know what, I have only come like 3 times here, like a new student, I've only come here like 3 times, but this scent, I have combined it like with this space. Scents do shift energy. So for cleansing baths, I also have to add black pepper. You guys, black pepper is putting everything out. Like especially if you're dealing with, let's say, a little psychic attack or something. Black pepper, but also dragon's blood and juniper. Juniper, you can bring it in as incense. As incense, I like to bring in also pine, basil, amber, and sandalwood. Sandalwood is my go-to. Amber incense is very, you know, it's taking you out from the brain back into the body, but it also stimulates thought. Like it clears the mind. So you don't have the chatter, but you have a calm mind. And when you want to think, when you want to use your intellectual faculties, the tool is there ready for use. Frankincense and myrrh I've left for the end because, quite frankly, it's my standard. There is no sacred bath that I'm taking without frankincense and myrrh. And you can burn it as incense, preferably. So let's just say you want a very normal, like nothing spectacular, just a normal cleansing bath, cleansing and rebalancing bath. What would be the recipe? I would say sage, pass sage over your water, put 2 handfuls of salt inside. Let's not put black pepper necessarily. Let's put essential oils. Frankincense, lavender, rose, add some rosemary, and if you want some cypress, if you have for psychic protection, like establishing these psychic boundaries, you can burn some frankincense as incense at the same time, like bless, come over your water. As you are putting your ingredients into the water, you want to stir the water with your hands while you're speaking, all right? And as I said, you add your ingredients and you speak, you call them to life. So you say, rose for protection, for cleansing, for upliftment. Rose has the highest vibration, elevating, attraction, romance, you know. So you speak and you are stirring the water. Things you want to lock in, you are going to stir the water clockwise, all right? So stir your water clockwise to lock in also the energies from your ingredient. If you have actual herbs, like sometimes I'm gonna get like a basilicum bunch, you know, I'm gonna wash it, and I'm going to put it into my bath, or I'm going to put actual rose petals into my bath. These things are also like, you know, it's for your own aesthetic. Just keep in mind that when you are putting stuff like leaves and herbs, afterwards you have to clean up your bathtub really, really well. Just make sure that these things don't go down the drain and like they get stuck there. And also when you use essential oils, I have to say, your bathtub it might start building some residue if you don't clean it up after the bath. Maybe you don't have to clean it right after the bath, but the next day see to it that you go with some hot water and with a gentle sponge. Now, the most important thing ever. Now is the time that you take off your clothes and you go into the water. Feel free to switch off the lights and like put candles on before you go into the water so that you don't have to go out again. Make sure that you have your towels and everything where you can reach them while you are in the bathtub, or anything like your books or anything. I would suggest that you don't scroll or you don't have your phone at all while you are in the sacred bath. Also not read or not work on your computer or something. Like don't do anything. This is the time you're getting into the water element, into the womb space, to completely surrender and have your energy shifted, altered. All right, so you don't want anything else bleeding their energy into this process, because anything, you're absorbing it. Okay, so we only want you to be absorbing the energies that you have imprinted and you have brought into your sacred bath. So now, as you're coming into the water, you take your hands, you submerge them into the water, and you start speaking this blessing. You say this 7 times. Element of water, hear my call, purify and cleanse my mind, body, and soul. In the highest good of all, so let it be. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Element of water, be blessed. This is what you say. And also, this is the moment to call in any angels or archangels that you have intended to work with. You say, I call upon my angels. You name them, be that Archangel Michael or Raphael, Uriel, Hamuel, whoever that is, Muriel, Jeremiel. These are wonderful to work in combination with sacred baths. And you say, I call you forth to bless this water so that it helps heal me, cleanse, purify me, and help me attract my desired outcome, and go on and state the outcome. All right. Or if you don't have an outcome, just say, bless this water so that it cleanses my energy and refreshes me. Now, you have to stay into the bath, you guys, up to 2 hours. I see that 15 to 20 minute baths don't do anything, absolutely anything. It's a waste of water, quite frankly. So at least 1.5 hours. And I would say that the perfect thing is like 2 hours. So that's what I'm saying. Create a block of time where you know you're not going to be annoyed by anybody, and just stay in there for 2 hours. And you don't have to stay laid like this, for 2 hours. You can also change positions. You can sit up into your bathtub, but just stay there with half your body submerged. Or you can also change positions. If you've been laying on your back, maybe just turn around and lay on your chest. If that's something that you can do, that's something that I can do. I'm flexible enough. I know that for some people that's not comfortable. So just, of course, do whatever is comfortable for you. Oh, I have a mosquito. Or just lay on the sides, more or less submerged. Just see to it, that you're comfy. You don't have to lay there like a mummy for 2 hours. Relax, surrender. Let the bath cleanse you. Soak good things that you imprinted upon the water. Water coupled with oil, these are incredible carriers of energy, incredible transmission tools. And as I said, you can also have, let's say, incense around. Something else that I like to do is to also include crystals. So you can find crystals that you can do your research on the internet, like what crystals can go into the water. Most quartz crystals, they can go into the water, especially if they are tumbled stones, not so much raw, because they have different crevices, and salt water, like it could go in there and like eventually like corrode them. So most quartz, like tumbled stone quartz crystals, they can go into the salt water, but for a while, and then just rinse it off with clear water to ensure that salt doesn't stay on them and corrodes them in long term. But yeah, you could use them to imprint an intention to like lend their energy for a while into the water. But also what I do mostly is put crystals around like your bathtub. Okay, so on the lips of the bathtub, this is where I put my crystals so that I don't have to submerge them into water. So yeah, my loves, make your own baths, and you can do them strategically. As I said, you can do them like once a month, or you can do them strategically in some phases, or you can, you know, pair them with astrological occurrences to magnify their effects, or to set specific intentions. I like to, do them very strategically, because I don't like consuming so much water. I don't believe that there's lack of water. This planet, you know, the same amount of water that we take from it, it ends up going back into the cycle one way or another. So I don't believe necessarily in like, oh no, don't take baths because we don't have enough water. This is an agenda that is being pushed. I don't subscribe to it, but still I do respect water as an element. I do respect nature, so I don't just, you know, support wasting resources. So yeah, if you can do your baths strategically, that would be wonderful. Like when you know what, I'm doing it once a month and it's most effective because I do it, let's say, on a waning moon because I want it to be cleansing, or I do it on the new moon always because I happen to also menstruate and I anyways need something to relax me, to calm me down, or, you know. Now, I do have to say something about baths and like bathing with another person. Like, I know that this idea of like being two in a bathtub is very romantic and very sensual, but when it comes to sacred and cleansing baths, this is intention, and I actually would recommend that you only do this alone. I would not recommend going in the bathtub with another person. Cleansing baths, especially, everything that is being drawn out of the one person, the other person could end up absorbing. I have noticed, like one time I wanted to do a cleansing bath with my partner, and I just noticed that when he went into the water, I felt incredibly not good. I felt like I was absorbing his stuff. So this is something you want to be doing on your own. And if you have a partner who also wants to do it, they will have to do a bath of their own. I prepare my man's baths. It's always like, when he wants to have a bath, he's always like, are you gonna prepare me a bath? Because he knows that I also put all of this intention, and I always ask him. And that's why I'm saying this, because you could be doing this for yourself. Before a bath, just always ask yourself, what intention do I want to imprint? Maybe take some time to meditate or journal, or because I always ask, myself, but I always ask my man when he's like, hey, can you run me a bath? I'm always like, what do you want me to imprint in it? Like, do you have an intention? Is there something, or is just cleansing? If you are preparing a bath for someone else, in no freaking way, do not ever imprint anything in there that was not asked of you. All right? I feel like I have to say this. Do not do anything that overrides another person's free will. Ladies, if you're running a bath for your man, don't speak things like, oh, he's always staying with me. He's always forever with me. He only has eyes for me. This is overriding his free will, right? And it doesn't work. It only creates a karmic, energetic enmeshment that you will have to work really hard eventually to clear. So don't, right? Always, and hopefully all of the tools here that I'm sharing on this channel, always use them with integrity, with responsibility. There's an ethical responsibility that we carry, light workers, people who are doing intention work. There's an ethical responsibility that we always work for the light, and we don't work to override other people's free will, right? Everybody is their own person, and they are free to make their own decisions. And whatever that may look like in the end, it's always for the best for everyone involved, even if it doesn't look like it in that present moment. All right? I had to say this because, I've seen a lot of stuff. All right, my loves. So that was it for me for today about sacred baths. Let me know in the comments, or anything else, any other ideas that you are doing, or things that you are using, or ways that you are setting intention and that you have seen it has had a profound positive result for you. Let us know in the comments so that the whole community benefits. Other than that, I wish you much joy, and I will see you on another episode here on Elina's Alchemy very, very soon. Until then, stay well, stay safe, stay blessed and peaceful. I love you all. Goodbye for now.